recent survey revealed that 1 in 5 men are unhappy about their bodies and the way they look, and one of those is TV presenter Tim Shaw. I'm going to be talking to Tim in just a minute. First though, have a look at this.
I'm about to try to go from super slob to Superman in just 2 months.
Well, Tim joins me now. Well, you look amazing. You really do. You look really well.
I've lost a load of weight.
You have.
I've put on some muscle.
Yes.
Which aesthetically might look good, but you know what? The psychological effect it's had on me as a result of doing it is quite important, really, to talk about, because it was great fun to do, and it's been, for me, it's brilliant. It's something I always wanted to do.
Right.
You know, I have a brother who was a model for a while. My dad is pretty much a marathon runner, runs loads of miles. When I was younger, I always wanted to. At one stage in my life, from somebody I remember when I was young, they said to me, "You're such a waste. You should do some working out." And I thought, I'm going to do it once in my life. And when the show came along, I thought, I'm going to try it. So I went for it, and it was brilliant fun. It was great fun. I mean, all the eating the eggs thing is quite revealing, and I'm quite terrified about the fact I've just realised now from watching that it has turned into a TV show, and that scares me because my parents are going to watch it.
It's going to be on the telly tomorrow night on Channel 4 at 10 o'clock.
No, it's not. Yes, please.
Yes, I know. That's the thing. Because you said that about the psychological effect, because you did get pretty obsessed with yourself.
Well, 10 years of marriage, 2 beautiful kids. Yeah, I split it up into. I'd normally spend maybe 90% of my time focusing on my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
But then within a space of 2 weeks, I'm a fairly normal guy. I went to spending 90% of the time on myself, walking past mirrors and going, me, like, pulling poses and stuff.
Oh, no.
And just becoming so obsessed with yourself. And there's no one for blokes to talk to about it,
No, it's not, because, I mean, it's kind of, women kind of do that, and it's almost allowed, that they're allowed to do that. But it really did affect you. I mean, like, you and your wife, it affected your marriage.
There was one time, I remember, I'd get up in the morning, and I remember Hayley being quite, she's occasionally moody. It would be about, my tummy looks bigger this, then she'd be in a mood for the night. And I'd be like, great. I'd get up in the morning, look down and go, oh my God, my tummy's got bigger, and then come downstairs in a foul mood, and she'd be like, it's like having 2 women living in the house. It was a nightmare. And then, the pinnacle of it was we were sitting around the table. My 2 kids were there. I've got 2 beautiful little girls, Sophie and Annabelle, and I looked at them, and I was thinking, go on, put a foot out of line, eat with your mouth open. And I snapped, and I went, Sophie, stop! And I suddenly thought, this isn't me.
You turned into someone else.
Well, yeah, Hayley said, look, we need a couple of weeks apart.
Right.
And I said, yeah, fine, good, because that gives me more time to spend on myself. And it's been really interesting and educational for me, because the scary thing is, a lot of blokes are like this, and they're punishing themselves in the gym. If I accidentally had something that I shouldn't have eaten the night before, like a burger, I'd be alongside a load of guys in the gym, all like that, me, working out the next thing, I should not have eaten that burger. And then one day I looked at myself and thought, who have I become?
Yeah. It's really strange, because you've got to get a balance, haven't you? And you went way over there.
Yeah.
And then you've got to rein yourself back in again.
Well, it's almost an eating disorder. All these guys are body dysmorphia, whatever you want to call it. I remember there was one time, there are a few things that stuck out in this series. One of them was the whole show on my winkle, and I'm terrified about that going out next.
There's a whole programme on your
trying to improve the length of Captain Winky.
Really?
Yeah.
A whole show, though. You should be happy about that.
A lot of improvement.
There was a lot of material.
A lot of room for movement.
Enough material for a whole programme.
Absolutely, yeah. Great. The thing is, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'5", so if you've got an average-sized winkle, it's going to look small no matter what.
Thank you for that.
Well, sorry. Well, it's the truth. I'm just preparing my parents for it.
Oh, for goodness sake. You really kind of let it all out there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's one of those things where a couple of guys would turn up in the morning, knock on the door with a little camera, and I think, it's just like a couple of mates messing around. We always film sketches.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, these couple of mates with a camera, I'm sitting in front of in a studio the other day, voicing it up, thinking, oh God, this is actually a television show. Mum, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean this, ringing all these people.
Do you feel better for it, though? I mean, physically, you do. Although I thought you were real cute when I saw you at the start. Really? Yeah.
Do you know what? I think I'd rather, with regards to the way I live my life now, I'd rather be as I was. I think there's a lot to be said for drinking beer and eating the odd burger and stuff, because my life revolves around, if you and I were to go out for a drink now, I'd be like, Lorraine, put that pint down, 250 calories in there, 14 grams of fat.
Oh, the most boring person in the world.
Yeah. So my wife's trying to counsel me now back to just eating normally.
You look very well, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. So it's tomorrow, 10 o'clock, Channel 4 is the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Okay, and I look forward to the later one on your little bit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's lovely to see you. Now, 25,000. How far, though, is too far when it comes to getting your own back? I'm joined now by one man who knows all about that. That's Tim Shaw and psychologist Angela Mutanda. And Tim, I remember your story so well.
Right.
You were working as a DJ, and you kind of, you confessed to a celebrity crush, did you not?
Yeah, wrong bloke. I think you're thinking of somebody else. No, yes, I did. It was amazing. I was doing a radio show back then. We didn't have many celebrities on the show.
Right.
And Jodie Marsh walked in. Now, back then, Jodie was a bit of a hot chick.
Right.
She's bit of a howler now, but
yeah.
but
back then back then she was fanciable in your eyes.
I was doing the show, and you're in this sort of confined environment, you know, a load of microphones. You don't ever think about the show leaving the studio. And I made some flippant remark about the fact that I said, "Oh, do you know what? I've always fancied I'd leave my wife and kids for you." Yeah, I know. When I say it again now, it makes me feel sick, because I know the consequences of saying that, and I found those out 48 hours later.
Your wife was not happy, not amused at all. In fact, so unhappy was she that, well, she put your car up for sale, is that right?
Yeah, I had a really nice car, I still love it. It's called a Lotus Esprit Turbo. I spent 5 years working on it.
Yes.
There were 3 things in my life: my wife, my kids and my car. My car was top of the list. My car doesn't exist anymore.
But she put it on eBay. How much was she asking for it?
Yep. 50p.
I'm sorry, but I love that.
I can laugh now. You know,
I really, really do. And your clothes were in the garden?
Yeah, they were in the garden, along with a load of CDs and anything else that was worth anything, strewn all over the place. Can everyone stop smiling, please?
I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry. But you managed to salvage the relationship, thank the Lord.
Yeah, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Did you feel suitably contrite?
Do you know what the thing is? For ages I was angry with her. I couldn't believe it. The thing is, you think, well, I've lost my wife and kids, and that's really upsetting. But I've still lost my car, and for a while I was still like, I couldn't believe it. But then, sort of, when the enormity of what had happened hit me, the fact that, okay, whatever to the car, I didn't want to lose my wife and kids.
No, absolutely.
I ate humble pie for months and years, and I'm still eating it now.
Are you? Does she still punish you?
Absolutely.
Does she?
Absolutely.
So anytime you step out of line, she can just say, do you remember that time?
That's why I'm looking you in the eyes. I'm not flirting with anyone. I'm doing that again. Something else to be sold.
You're always on your best behaviour all the time.
Should be furious about me sitting here with 2 beautiful women. Two women.
2 women. two women. But you know what? I mean, people sort of saw that, and although obviously she was really, really cross with you, and you've sorted it all out now, which is fantastic. But is this the way we should handle it, Angela? What should we do? This kind of thing?
Look, when we feel rejected, when we feel the pain of that rejection, there's a physiological and psychological reaction to it. You know, the pain centre in the brain triggers something, and you can actually physically feel the hurt.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, together with anger and rage, the emotional brain takes over, and there's an explosion of, how could you do that to me?
Yeah.
It's a mass of humiliation.
So that's why the billboards went up. That's why the car
and well, this is the anger building, and the bit about revenge is it's actually a very seductive state to be in, because you feel so angry, and anger is very explosive and motivating, and it builds on itself, and the more you think about it and the more you get enraged, the more you justify your behaviour for taking that particular kind of action.
Is it a girl thing? Because both of these cases, it was women taking revenge.
I think.
I mean, would you have maybe, if the boot had been on the other foot, would you have taken all her shoes and burned them?
Do you know, I wouldn't. I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I've got that anger inside me. She has. She's like a live wire.
I think we all have anger inside of us. I think it's a very natural response to something. I think men and women can operate quite differently in general terms. Men are much more likely to have that overt aggression, go around and maybe punch somebody's lights out because they feel so enraged and humiliated, and they think, well, you know, I don't want to be seen as a wimp, so I'm going to take action. And I think that's quite a lot of social programming with that. Women, it's much more covert aggression, so they'll plan it out and think, you know, in general terms, this is what I'm going to do to get back at you.
It's more intellectual, isn't it?
Well, it's more
smarter. It is. It is, though.
You see, he's so charming. You
I
see,
know. Well, he's learned a very hard
You want to get your hand off my thigh, because my husband might be watching.
Oh
no!
He's naughty.
I love your husband.
You've learned a big lesson and you're fine now.
Don't do it
Everything's
again.
okay.
Wedding ring.
Well done, that man.
And I'm not taking it off despite your offers.
Okay, it was great to see you.
Thank
you very, very much indeed. Thank you, Angela. Right, after the break, sales of lipstick.